Yeah.
2 wins, both with 1.
Who'd like to kick us off? This guy. Alright. Mind saying your name and the outlet you work?
Yeah, hi there guys, I'm Adam from Akshon Esports.
Hi.
First of all, you guys play a card game that takes place in a tavern, but as sometimes happens in real taverns, there are fights that break out. Who would you want to be on your team in a real life tavern brawl?
Navi.
Navi, for sure. Easy.
Yeah, I'd have myself. So.
Excellent.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's rip some more. I had some prepared ones then. So we're coming up on the end of the year of the Mammoth. What are you going to be sad to see leave rotation, and what are you glad to see leave rotation?
For me, I'm just kind of tired of Jades, so I don't really want any more Jade Druid or anything like that. It seems really easy to build a deck. That deck archetype just always exists. You put the Jade package in every Shaman deck. Jade Druid's been powerful forever. I'm also excited for patches to leave. It's kind of an auto-include for aggro decks. It's going to definitely change the way early game is played, right? One-drops might become more relevant because there's no more patches, and it's harder to get board control back in aggro mirrors, so we'll see how that works out. What was the last part of the question?
What are you going to be sad to see leave?
Actually, I don't know. Nothing. I just want change. Honestly, I don't think there was anything too exceptionally good that's leaving. Most of the basic cards are the ones I like Cold Light Oracle, things like that.
What I am happy to see leave, I'd like to kind of reiterate what Doc said about the Jades. Just the inevitable win condition that it has, control decks kind of have nothing they can do against it, and, especially the first 6 to 8 months. I think there was no counterplay to it. Stopping guys and get bring them to it very late, and Jade Idol's rotation life. So yeah, I think the Jade mechanic was a pretty poor design choice, I think, for them. And in terms of cards that I'm sad to see leave, I'm kind of sad to see Yogg-Saron leave. I think that they kind of didn't get it right when they first printed it, but after it got nerfed, I think they kind of found the right balance between it being viable where you can just jam it in a deck, and it's probably going to be pretty bad most of the time, but maybe 1, 2 times out of 10, it's going to make you laugh pretty hard. And I love using the card. It was a lot of fun to use.
Same as my teammates, I think Jades, Pirates, even Kazakus to some extent leaving is a good thing. I'm not really happy, I'm not really sad for any card leaving. I really like change, and even though I grew attachment to some of the cards, that's only because they're strong cards and I'm just used to playing them, but I want change. Change is very good, and I really look forward to the next expansions and the rotation.
Ryan, Vicious okay. So this is a really fun environment, out here. This is gotta be the dream scenario fun tournament, right? If you have the option to do something like this, or where you're in front of your friends, you're across the stage and stuff, having a good time, or play in a top 32 or a DreamHack. Which do you prefer overall? The fun environment, or do you want to run into another DreamHack?
They're just totally different atmospheres. I guess I'm more inclined to go for the fun things, because going to a DreamHack, it's not that worth it. I don't know. The prize pools are low, and it's just not that much fun, right? Even if you get top 4, it's just it's okay, But whenever you come to these events, you just hang out, have a good time, you get to talk to everyone. No one's really stressed because it's a really good environment. This also with C-Story Cup and other tournaments like that, they're just really fun to be a part of, and I feel that's better than competitive achievements to a certain degree, of course.
Yeah, I think that's going to really heavily weigh towards what motivates you in Hearthstone. I think if you ask that question to a Muzzy or a Citralol or a Zalay, they'll take a top 4 at DreamHack every time. Myself, I like the fun. I like making friends. That's one of the best things about Hearthstone. I've made a lot of friends with Hearthstone. Some of my best friends now, and but I'm still leaning towards maybe being competitively motivated. So maybe a 70-30 split, something like that. But yeah, like I said, this sort of environment, it's a nice change. I think this is the first kind of big scale invitational. I think when they talked about Year of the Mammoth they were going to start doing these invitationals, and like this is kind of their first like big one I think they've done, and it's been a lot of fun.
If I had to choose, I couldn't. I like the mix. I think it's good to have both types of events. But one thing that I would want to add is like I wouldn't really say that DreamHack is super competitive right now. I think it's lost its magic. I think DreamHacks are quite unappealing right now to play as a pro player. It's saddening me to say this, but for example, I think ACT or Trinity series are the pinnacle of competitive play, while DreamHack is just something there. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But tournaments like this, tournaments like Seed Story, very fun tournaments, and I like to have a mix of them. And even though these kind of tournaments are more fun than trying hard, I think I like trying hard a lot at events and doing my best. And still, just meeting everybody in a chill atmosphere is like one of the best feelings. And I think the Hearthstone community is super welcoming to everybody, and it's a very big honor to be part of it.
So we were speaking to Purple recently at the Summer Champs, and he was talking about changes he'd like to see in the game, specifically with RNG being limited to board conditions and board states, something you can react to rather than altering your hand, which is something you can't really, as an opponent, react to. How do you feel about the state of RNG in the game right now? What kind of changes would you like to see in the mechanics going forward?
I actually think they're doing an okay job of balancing. Being reactive to board states, it can also be kind of bad, right? Like you see how Spreading Plague is, right? Like you kind of react to that board state, and it kind of causes a problem. There's cards like MC Tech that I used to like, but you know, you add more of those reactive board state mechanics, it's like bad. Cards like Dirty Rat, I mean, they're good. You take percentages, you pull cards out. Your opponent can't really react to it, right? You just like play the Dirty Rat and pulls it from the deck. That's pretty good. I don't know, I honestly go back and forth between like Dirty Rat, me liking it and me like disliking it. Same with Death Lord, because I was like, man, if I play Death Lord and they pull out my, I forget, like Elise or someone else playing like, you know, something like that, I'm like, wow, I just lose, right? Like that's really demoralizing. But at a certain point, it's a card game and you have to have RNG effects to like kind of make it better. Otherwise, you know, it's just like play big minion on curve, play big minion on curve. So I think it's fine right now. I'm a little bothered with the approach to like Reno decks, I guess, because I don't know. I guess it's a percentage, but maybe it's just me playing a ton of games on ladder that I don't like. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's fine right now, though. I think it's in a good place.
Yeah, I'd like to pretty much reiterate what Dog said, that I think they're doing a really good job with the RNG in the game right now. In terms of like board state RNG versus like hand or deck disruption, hand and deck disruption is kind of tricky. In some ways, like, hand disruption is one of the only ways that you can maybe get around like the Raza Handle and Priest combo right now, and that's something that's really frustrating. So maybe even more effective hand disruption right now would see counterplay to that. That's one of the big problems with the Priest deck right now. I think there isn't a ton of counterplay to it. Like, Dirty Rat's just not reliable enough, and like, if they draw the Raza on 5, they're just going to play it straight away, so you don't have a lot of time. But I kind of lean towards hand and deck disruption not being that enjoyable. Like Dog said, like, definitely pulling your Justic your release and the control mirror was very frustrating. So yeah, and like again, you have to keep in mind sample size. Like when they Death Lord your release, that's going to happen like 1 or 2 in 10 games. Like, so you just got to get that sample size in there.
I think the biggest RNG in Hearthstone is just drawing cards, and that's something you cannot eliminate because it's a card game. I think RNG eye to the cards, Blizzard is doing better and better. I think they realize that the best kind of RNG is the one that adds things to your hand, so that you have to like play the cards, and you can only get value if you play everything correctly. And it's just about taking percentages, and I think that's was the most fun thing about Hearthstone, and I think that's something they should keep doing. And yeah, just have fun cards that make you take some interesting decisions. At the same time being skill testing to see which player can have most correct decisions in a row. And I think the game is going into a very good direction, and I'm happy.
Have y'all seen the new cards or any of them yet? Quick reaction to any of them overall?
The only one I actually remember is there's 2. There's the legendary that everyone gets, and there is the weapon for priest. You cast 3 spells, you summon a dragon, right? Is that it? Yeah, summon a 5/5 dragon, yeah. I don't think the priest one's very good. I think it's a little, like, 3 spells is a lot, and you're wasting a turn equipping a weapon, and it just doesn't seem that good. The other one seems interesting. It's like kind of a control card. The effects on it are like really, really nuts, and cards like that are just fun. I mean, they're not bad to have in the game. I don't think the RNG effect of it's like bad, you know. So I like it. I like the legendary that everyone gets, and the fact that everyone gets it's gonna be pretty fun. So.
Yeah, I've also only seen the 2 cards that Dog described, and then the treasures, I guess. Like, they're not collectible cards, but they're in the game. Yeah, I think the priest's weapon, it's hard to say. Like, it looks really slow, so if the meta's slow, I'm not sure. And then the treasures, yeah, like the treasures are all nuts, especially the one that draw 3 and they all cost 0. Like, whenever there's like a cost 0 state in the game, like it has the potential to be broken. So, and it enables combo decks, and I like combo decks, so yeah, I like that card a lot.
Yeah, they might have released some other cards while we were playing, and the only ones I saw are also those 2. I like the idea of having legendary weapons. I think that's an unexplored area, and it's going to be quite fun to see where they take it. And I'm a bit worried for Marvin, because the cards you get are really powerful, but at the same time, it's kind of like Lich King if you think about it. And Lich King isn't game breaking or anything, so it's probably okay. It's probably going to be fine. Because like, you still get the card in your hand that you have to use. You also have to like kill your opponent's minion. There is some counterplay. You can like silence it. You can do other things like maybe play Brewmasters. So it has counterplay. The RNG is pretty limited, and it still puts you in some situations that you need to find a way to get out of. And yeah, seems like a good card.
Awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
Not really.
Cool.
We're gonna win.
All right, thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.